What if Asta had demon light magic? Part 1. An elf would survive due to his brother's sacrifice of shielding him, and he would fall into despair and gain demon wind magic. Demon wind magic, precisely. This elf would know demon flesh magic, and through his demon flesh magic would survive all this time. His Grimvar was a 3-leaf Grimvar, so it would not convert into a 5-leaf Grimvar. So he would survive for all this time. He was going to rampage around the world. But before he got unconscious in the elf massacre, before his brother died in the elf massacre, his brother told him to not destroy humanity, not because his brother liked humanity or anything, humans or anything, but instead because he knew that his brother was not able to handle him. Even if he somehow got super powerful, the humans had just stolen their magic and they would have become potent and really powerful now. And then his brother, who was almost about to die, would throw a rock at this elf whose name was Beerus, and this elf would be unconscious, and his brother would say, "Stay safe." And he would come up on his brother, shielding him from all attacks. He would be in a good enough distance so nothing can hit his brother, and still be conscious. Just through pure will of protecting his brother would stay conscious so that he doesn't fall on him, and all the spears of light magic that had pierced him would pierce his brother, or should I say Beerus, and Beerus would survive. Through demon, he was only a partial demon elf, or should I say dark elf, and his only one eye was no, this time his both eyes was black, but other than that he was still a normal and was in control, was not just flowing through malice and all. So he survived all this time through his demon flesh magic, but he knew he was going to die. He didn't know what to do anything like that. In the end, he would meet a girl, and even though she was a human, he would fall in love and have a child. This girl was actually a son of a noble and a commoner, a prodigy commoner at that, and would have light magic, and also a four leaf clover grimpa. But she would not be a part of the magic knights because she thought that she was a commoner and could not be part of the magic knights. Plus she had no intention of. She used her incredible magic to help like her village and neighboring villages, and she did it all for just for free, nothing. She didn't take charge for food and all. She could just hunt animals and create some clothes and all for us. So she was actually really smart and did not really want to join the magic knights because she had been told that they were just discriminate and do anything they want. So this elf would have a similar feeling through the girl, but that doesn't mean these both were evil. These both were very good, and this elf and this girl would have a child. This child's name would be Asta. This Asta was a half elf and half, yeah. So Asta would not have any qualities of a dark elf and would only have a qualities of an elf, but he would possess demon light magic, the demonic energy from the demon flesh magic and light magic of her mother would give in birth demon light magic and the demon light magic. And why, and they would send him to a church so that no one comes after Asta, I mean no Asta doesn't fell into despair like him and doesn't have to isolate himself from world because of how much in despair these couple were, as her mother had died due to nobility, and for the elf her full race had died due to these royals and nobility. So they didn't want the same fate for Asa to be in malice like these both. They were able to overcome it, but they don't think, but due to them it could be possible that Asta through their words fell in malice and they wanted their boy to have a life. So they would send into a church, as if they send into a noble or royal family it could cause some problems. Who knows what could happen. They did not trust the royals, but they did trust the peasants and the commoners. So outside a church where a boy was there, in some kind of basket. They would keep their basket and Asta aside them. From what we know, it was and these both boys would be here. Asta would mainly look like a human. He would be a little more pale and he would have silver white eye. No, silver white hair, and his eyes would be with some kind of dragon snake slits. But other than that, he would look mainly human with a little pointy nose and all. So yeah, in the Grimoire acceptance, Asta physically would always be super strong without even using magic, but Asta would not understand why. This was due to the fact that his father physically from birth was also super strong, as generally are as strong as humans, but his father was unique, and so was his mother, and so was Asta. So his physically was really strong and really fast. He would train his physical body and his magic. He did not need to train as much magic as other people do, because he had a general, like, he had just a natural magic control. So he did not need to train that much. So did but he didn't need to train as much as in magic control. So he would also train in physical strength, and he in birth he could do some kind of black light. He would call it black light, dark light magic, but it was actually demon light magic. So yeah, then it was a Grimoire acceptance ceremony. He would be chosen by a black four-leaf Grimoire, and so would be but this he would have a green four-leaf Grimoire, and they both would be attacked by nobles. One noble would use a water magic attack, and the other would use a fire magic. Asta, without using his Grimoire, would say, "Demon light magic, demon light sword, slash!" and would create a black demon light sword, and this sword would look exactly. Black light magic. So yeah, this sword would exactly look like the sword that Asta has in the original, but this time it would be formed with demon light magic, not anti light magic. So it would have a black glow with white outlinings, like how Patrick creates his swords, black swords, through Air of Judgment. So it would exactly look like them, and through it would create a slash, and that slash would attack them and stop both water and fire spells, and they both would be surprised that Asta could use spells even without a Grimoire. And they both would be surprised that he could stop their attacks without a Grimoire. He was just a commoner, where they both were nobles. And Asta would say, "That all you got?" And then a chain mage will attack. Would be captured, but through physical powers, Asta would be able to escape before the chains could capture him. Asta would open his Grimoire and say, "Black light magic, black light, aurora lamp," and a ball of demon light magic would be created, which would throw a wave beam at the chain mage, and it would hit him, and Rechi, the chain mage, would be unconscious, and Asta would take his Grimoire and free, then his Grimoire and Rechi both would be sent to the Magic Knights in custody. There would be the 6 months time skip where Asta trains with the red-haired diamond fugitive, or the one who escaped from the Diamond Kingdom, the red-haired swordsman. He would train with him, and it would be the Magic Knights, like a Magic Knights exam, so that who could become the Magic Knight. Asta would flex like but this time in his broom. They would even reach earlier because both Asta and could use broom. Asta would flex like and with the broom type of test, and the other two test of accuracy and control, both Asta would do even better than Second won't challenge him because how strong Asta was, and Asta would bump into Yame because no bird would be on him. Now it's time for the battle. So would be chosen by the lightning mage, and the lightning mage would be obliterated. Asta would be challenged by, let's see, which mage we should give him. Yes, I have a good idea. So let's say that Asta would be challenged by combustion magic user. Basically, combustion magic is something I created and is very similar to combustion bending of Avatar. So in basically it's a mixture of fire magic. His parents would be of fire magic and wind magic. So that mage would be able to use combustion magic. He would throw which would look like wind blast, but when in contact they would explode, and he could do various things with this. There was even a combustion healing magic. Yeah, it seems strange, but yeah, there was one. So this guy would challenge Asta. He would say combustion magic, combustion blast, and would quickly use his wind and his hand ahead and attack. There would be a big air blast coming at Asta, which could not be seen, but Asta with his magic sensing would easily dodge it. And as this magic would go behind, and a big explosion would happen, and Asta said, "Your magic is powerful. Try this." He would open his 4-leaf grimoire and say, "The black light magic, black light magic, sword of black giant sword." And a big sword would be created, a gigantic version of the normal black sword that he uses without his grimoire, and would quickly slash with it. The mage of combustion magic would use a combustion magic shield. Basically, a shield, when something contacts it, it explodes. But the explosion completely goes in the one who attacked it and not the one who is inside. So this shield was not able to stop it. Luckily, the blade that Asa used was actually a blunt blade. So yeah, so this was demon light magic, demon light blade, blunt blade, but Asta wouldn't call it that. He would call it black light blunt blade. So yeah, and this guy would be down for the count, and Asta would win. The every captain would choose, and every captain would choose Asta, would choose the golden dawn, because obviously, because the Golden Dawn were the best way to become the Desert King. Now Asa would be confused what to use. He did not want to be in the same path as Instead, he wanted to take a different path. So best would be Crimson Lions or the Silver Eagles. There was something about the captain of the Silver Eagles, Nozel Silva, which he did not like, and he did not know what. He was okay with Fugolion, and he did not want to go in the sleeping captain, as she was, well, sleeping Jack the Ripper, because he looked weird, and he did not want to go to Ril's team also, as since Ril is a kid, he knew he would be inexperienced. But other than that, it would be great having a captain who was actually a little boy. So yeah, so now the two choices left for Yami, known with the Black Bulls, which were considered the worst of the worst, and then the others were Fugolian. Since Asa and came early, they were able to dig in about the different Magic Knights squads. The main thing that Asa heard about the Black Bulls were that they were the worst of the worst with troublemakers. Now Asa first would have thought that they were the weakest squad, and most people would also think that, but after inquiring some knowledge, you would understand that they were not a weak squad, they were just uncontrollable. They had members like Luck, the Cherry Berserker, and others. Asa would, and their captain was known as the Destroyer or something like that. So he wanted to know, maybe he could increase his power through the Black Bull. So in the end, he would choose Black Bull over Fugolion, and he did not want any royal treatment or anything. So in the end, Black Bulls would be the best choice for him, and they both would start their journey. Would be surprised, but not that much, as he knew that Asta is a little oddball. So this is it for What If Asta had Demon Light Magic. Go and check out my other videos of What If Asta had Fire Magic and What If Asta had Fire Magic part 2. So please like, share, and subscribe this video, and keep checking the every new video as it comes. So bye for now.